Hey everyone, so welcome to the show. So we're kind of excited because we're going to be on History TV. Oh, there we go. Just changed the thing there. So we got it all figured out. We're on our GoPro here, so it's a lot better picture quality than we used to have before. So we're going to be on History TV tonight. We're starting a brand new show called Backroad Truckers. And we're in episode 3, and basically we're taking a bunch of the crew for this show underground to get an ore cart for the museum. So it's pretty exciting, and we think it's going to lead to other stuff. So the network's going to see that. So we're pretty excited about that. So if you apparently you can see it in America. Somebody said that it was on TV at about 3 o'clock in the morning or something. If you Google Backroad Truckers, should be able to find it. But in Canada, it'll be on at 10 p.m. So man, lots of people are on here. Thanks for joining us, guys. And we've been pretty busy editing and getting into some mines, and we got in this really cool mine, a great big huge mine. I can't tell you where it is, but it's coming up in probably the biggest and most awesome mine that we've ever been in. History Channel. So I don't know, you guys, if some of you guys can maybe Google this and see if you can get it in the States. I don't know. So it's History Channel in Canada, but I think it's probably broadcast all over. I know there's another show called Rust Valley Restores, and it's the same production company that does that, if you're familiar with that show. So, and then probably, if not, eventually you'll probably be able to just Google it on YouTube. Someone will film it and throw it on there or something, I guess, not us, or we'll be in trouble. So, the show tomorrow. So, last year, some of you guys seen some of the video that we done with Glide last year. So we had a whole bunch of video that we'd ever used. Some kind of real cool stuff. We encountered the rattlesnake and a bunch of other stuff. And so we've kind of taken a whole bunch of stuff we haven't shown you before. And Glide says he's got the best Exploring Abandoned Mines show on YouTube. And we say ours is the best. So it's kind of, we call it a friendly rivalry or whatever. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with that, and we'll show you it's tougher anyways.
So they're asking what the show is called.
The show is called Backroad Truckers.
And season 1, episode 3.
Yeah, so it's the first year. It's a brand new show just come on. It's about hotshot drivers. Yeah, actually, we haven't seen it. We if you look on our Facebook, we have a little clip of it. They give us a little clip for a teaser, and it's kind of funny because we're coming down this real steep hill. Well, not really that steep, right? Going down the steep hill that's all icy, and I'm telling the guys it's not even that steep. And the Dave goes down there and he slides on his ass all the way as well. So we've been lots of fun with that, and like I said, we got some really big mines we're going into. We do that thing with Glide. We're planning on doing another thing to show a bunch of our equipment, because we got some new equipment and other stuff that we're doing. So that's not bad, eh? Yeah. So any questions you guys got? It's not on the History Channel here in the U.S. So yeah, that's the problem. I guess it's History Channel in Canada. So I guess you guys are not going to be able to see it in the States. Unfortunately, maybe you know how these things are. I guess if it's good here, they'll maybe put it somewhere else or whatever. I don't know. Hopefully we will. Probably someone will record it. Maybe it'll be on YouTube or something, and we can share it with you or whatever. We could stick our video camera in front of the TV and record it, but then we'd probably be in a lot of shit. And so we've been talking to some other TV things too, and we can't talk about that much. But these things they take a long time to kind of come to fruition. We were going to be on Gold Rush. They wanted us to go down there and do some work for them guys, but we couldn't make it down in time for for when they were going to shoot it because of COVID and stuff with the restrictions and whatnot. So Ron, we're gonna record it on our TV, so we'll have it on our TV, and so we'll see what happens. All right. Do you find gemstones in exploring mines? No, I don't think you typically do some crystals and stuff, but not really underground that much. At the odd time, not really, no. They don't mine them. Well, I guess it depends on what kind of formations and stuff that you're into. So. All right, so hello from Auburn, Alabama. Hi. A lot of people they ask us from different places in the states to come explore some mines in that area, and most of the coolest mines in the states are in the west, so we'd probably be more likely to do that kind of stuff. We were interested in going to Cerro Gordo, but that hasn't worked out. That guy's not doesn't want to talk to us, I guess. But there are, I was talking to some TV producers and they were really interested in doing a show with them, but he's making so much money on YouTube, he doesn't want to have nothing to do with them. So the networks are interested in doing something kind of similar to that, where they would get set up somewhere on an old ghost town or something, that all kinds of cool stuff, and kind of go from there. So I don't know if you guys ever seen that thing, Ghost Town. What's it called? Ghost Town Living.
Oh,
This guy bought this ghost town.
Yeah, there's somebody on there saying.
Yeah, we watched that guy, Sir Roberto. It's actually pretty amazing how well he's done. So he bought this ghost town and he makes videos about. He pretends he's the only guy in this ghost town, but it's actually not true because we've seen other YouTubers that went up there, filmed a bunch of stuff, but he won't let them. He won't show them on his broadcast. He pretends he's the only guy there, but he's not. It's much malarkey. But whatever. So the guy's got like 800,000 subscribers in less than a year, and he's getting like 500,000 views for every video that comes out. I guarantee he's making about 50 grand a month. So, even though he pretends he's, he's destitute and he needs money from his viewers and all that, he's doing very well. It's a well-managed show. I haven't watched Backroad Truckers in a very long time. Yeah, it's on History here, or History or Discovery in Canada. I'm not sure, one or the other.
Somebody said they watched the first two episodes of the Backroad Truckers, but they're looking forward to yours.
Yeah, we watched it too, right? So, and then we don't know what, we haven't seen it. So, yeah, it's kind of surprised us. So, we'll have fun watching it too. So, yeah. So that's the same production company that does Rust Valley Restores. You ever seen that? We kind of like that show. We think it's really cool. Well done, good characters and stuff in there. It's not far from where we live. They're doing that.
Somebody said the rich pretender.
The rich pretender, yeah.
Cerro Gordo.
Like Farley Mowat once said, "Never let the truth get in the way of a good story." So
somebody said I did a chat with your buddy at Cerro Gordo, and he at least said he'd be interested in working with you guys. Hopefully, he will.
Well, it might have been a long time ago. I've got his phone number through Britt Eaton, who knows him, and I left a bunch of messages for him. I've emailed him and whatnot. He's never commented on stuff. He's never responded to me. So, but maybe he's got better things to do. I know he's a busy guy. I did love Rust Valley. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting show. I've got good characters and stuff. And the one guy that's on Rust Valley, what's his name? Not Mike Hall. The other guy. His Avery Schoaf. He lived. He grew up just up the road from me in Fort St. John. His mom still lives there. I know his mom. She was on the show. Yeah, she's a real battle axe. But hey, Frank and Sharon, good to see you. Good to see you, Dave. Well, we can't see you.
Love your videos from Leicester, UK.
I keep missing Backroad Truckers. So I don't know, here in Canada anyway, so if it's on my cable, whatever you look on, and it's on like about 10 times in the same week, so it's on different times, whatever. The best thing, I guess, if you want to watch it, just Google it, I guess. Maybe you can probably find it somewhere. I don't know. If it's not on if you can't watch it on TV where you're at. We hit the big time, boys. Well, like the Canadian TV is not really the big time, but History is a big broadcaster, so they have there's History Canada, History in the States, History all over in Europe and stuff. So they talk to each other. So if they find some interesting characters, they find stuff they can do with it. And some people ask me, "Did you wear makeup and all that?" No, they don't do any of that kind of stuff. They had like 4 cameras filming, like big cameras. The cameras are like $35,000. So they got 4 cameras, drones, and lots of stuff in that, and good bunch of guys to work with. But the thing I really liked about it is I worked on the story quite a bit. So I said, well, let's do this. Let's try this shot and that. And it wasn't like no, shut up. What do you know? Seemed like creatively and stuff. They kind of allowed me to be part of the production, which I really kind of enjoyed that part of it. So it wasn't like I was the director or anything like that. But it wasn't just like shut up and you're gonna do what we tell you to. Yeah, it was cool. You know, it's not really scripted or anything like that, but they have kind of a rough idea what they want to do, and then I suggest ways we could do it. So it worked out good. I think I can be happy with it. So we'll see.
Somebody says, "Hey, great job on the display case. Looks great."
Yeah, Sharon did. Sharon did this. So we got this display case from it come from Phoenix, not Arizona. So the town of Phoenix, BC. It was abandoned in 1920. So there was a big town, 1,500 people. There was like banks and a whole bunch of stuff in there. And it's a real fancy display case that was probably in a store, a hardware store or whatever it was. And it'd been squirreled away in this woman's garage since, I don't know, since the 50s. And we bought it and fixed it all up and got it from the museum. It's really cool. It's got real thick glass, great big heavy thing, really well made display case. Like you'd see, you imagine if you go to the general store back in the 1800s when the kids looking at candy and through the display case or whatever. So.
Remy Mack says, "Frank with makeup."
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even comb my beard for the show. They didn't even comb my beard for the show. So I should have combed my beard for the broadcast. It's looking a little squirrely here, huh?
Greetings from Cornwall.
I did brush my hair though. See, see. You guys are awesome. Hey, thanks. Greetings from Cornwall in the UK. Huh? Yep.
Do you guys watch Abandoned and Forgotten Places? Is that not Gly's channel?
It is. That is Gly's channel. We watch that sometimes, not religiously, but so like I was saying earlier, so tomorrow's show is going to be about me and Gly. So we got some actually a really good show. A bunch of footage that we done together and some stuff that we didn't air because I was down there for I don't know 5 months or something, and we were exploring mines the whole time. So we ended up with more stuff that we could use, and then. So Sharon come down there, and I kind of ditched Gly and started hanging out with Sharon because, well, first of all, she's better looking, and she's got bigger balls. No, I mean Gly, that they're not into the rope stuff and doing the more extreme stuff. But we found down in Arizona and stuff, you really had to go down these shafts and get into this really nasty stuff to find any cool artifacts and stuff because there's so many tourists there that everyone just walks into the kind of mines that them guys go into, and you don't see a lot of interesting stuff there. You will see interesting stuff in Canada, the type of mines they go into, because people don't get in the backcountry so much. But in the States and Arizona and stuff, there's just so many people in the backcountry. Any hole in the ground, 1,000 people will walk through it already.
Okay, so
where's your museum? It is in Grand Forks, British Columbia.
Somebody's smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo.
Loved it. I remember that song when I was a kid. I heard that. Yeah, and actually on that show, what's that show with Pulp Fiction? Yeah. So he sung that in there.
Are you going to collaborate with Gly and Mr. M some more this summer?
No, we don't. We can't get it. We can't get into the States right now. Gly, they're kind of doing something a little different than we are. We're more into exploring. Probably the more extreme mines and awesome locations and less on the production. Gly is a great guy, and he's better at filming and editing and stuff, and his focus is more on that part of it, and ours is more just about having fun and just getting into some real nasty places that nobody else would go into. That's what we do. So we do kind of something a little different. Most of the stuff that he gets into, it's a little light for us, more kind of a so no disrespect or anything. We're just, it is what it is, I guess, right? Can we watch a history show online? You can try Googling it. I mean, you can find just about anything. After it's broadcast, you might be able to find it. If you try Googling Backroad Truckers, maybe you can see some episodes of it. If you can, it's episode 3. It hasn't been released yet, so. Frank's flowers on the wall cover. I was going to set a recording for the show, but it's not playing in the U.S. unfortunately. So, just a full block of small people. It doesn't mean that if it's going to play in the States, doesn't mean it's going to be the same time and day as it is here. So when you guys watch, if you guys watch Gold Rush, it's on like 2 weeks in the States, 2 weeks before it's on here. It's on different times, so it wouldn't be at the same time in any case. But like I say, if you can Google it, that's probably your best chance of seeing it. I like the old equipment that you find. Yeah, we have been finding some really cool stuff. And we had actually we had a family come to the museum today, and there was mom and pop and three kids or something. It was really kind of cool. They're pretty enthusiastic about this mining history and stuff, which is a little unusual in Canada. Most people in Canada are not really much into it. Americans are far, more interested in history and the mine stuff than Canadians are. We're way behind you guys on that. So, but we're bringing them on board, right? So. We run into all kinds of people that I get emails every day. So, I inspired them to go check out these mines, all this other kind of stuff. So, yeah. I watched his Glides comes full circle the other day. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story. I mean, he was basically on death's. He was in a hospital. He thought he was going to die. He had colon cancer. He was getting chemo and had nothing better to do than watch YouTube. And he started watching my YouTube stuff, and he said, "Well, if he lives, that's what he wanted to do." And then he contacted me, and when we met up, he only had a couple hundred subscribers, and now he's got 100,000. So in a little better than a year. So worked out good for him. That he's alive and his channel as well too. Sometime ago, we left some trinkets and mines for people to find. Did anyone find them? Oh yeah, trinkets with $50 bills in them. They, I think they got snapped up pretty quick. They weren't that hard to find. Frank, how's the competition? The winner gets to explore with you guys, so it'd be a great show. Well, you could, but the problem is the location, right? So most of the subscribers to the show are in America, so you're not anywhere close to where I am. So that's kind of a problem. And the other thing that we'll talk about a little bit, we got people every week. They want to come explore some mines with us, and like I said, the stuff that we do is pretty extreme. So, and we don't typically go into the same mines over and over again. We go into a mine, we explore that, and go somewhere else. We're not really comfortable taking someone that's not experienced, doesn't have the rope stuff and all that kind of stuff into mines. And the more people you take in a mine, the more complicated it gets. So already with me and Sharon, and then we have some other people that we work with. We kind of like to stick with that. There could be some exceptions. If we go travel around different places and somebody knows where there's some cool mines or something, like we could go with them. But we'd be more likely to go with somebody else. Someone says, "Hey, come on, we know there's coal mine. Let's go check that out." Then having people come with us, if that makes any sense.
There's a guy saying, "Hello from Grand Prairie, Alberta. You've explored a lot of mines I wandered around in with my dad growing up." The
HB rematch. So before I moved down here and started exploring mines, I lived in Fort St. John. So I worked in an oil patch there, and we trucked into Grand Prairie, hauling cattle and oil patch stuff and all that. Somebody said something about Sharon, but whatever.
Somebody said nice organizing in the museum. I read that.
Yeah. What was it? Someone said something. Did History Channel contact you? Yeah, they did. So they were starting this new show, and they seen me. That would be cool. What? You're not playing the winner's airfare? Okay. Some game show.
Oh, Remy Max said dinner's ready. Mrs. Remy calling. Got to go. Bye.
I can't knock them over the border to see you. Not COVID related. Actually, we couldn't come to the border to see you either, but we got this straightened out. It just takes money. That's all it is.
Oh,
they just opened up taking people in the Paris catacombs, and that's one of our dreams, to go in the catacombs, but not on the tourist tour. We want to meet some people that are locals there that know where all the cool stuff is. I mean, there's only, it's like any other mine tour. They just take you through a little bit of the cool, safe stuff. We want to get in a place where there's 5 to 6 million bodies and skeletons and there's all kinds of cool stuff down there. But you're not really allowed to go there. And if you don't know where you're going, you'll never find your way around. Can you explain how you locate mines without giving secrets? There's lots of secrets to it. You hear about them. You look. Google Earth is a good way to find big mines, because the big mines have big waste rock piles. So I know a lot about mines and different areas. I get email from people all the time that send me, "Oh, there's this coal mine, there's that coal mine." And then if I want to research it in Canada, I just go to the name of the mine, say like Phoenix, you just go Phoenix min file, and it comes up, and all the stuff the government has on a mine by that name comes up, and then you can get all kinds of information. You can spend like days and days and days researching all that kind of stuff. So, what's the title of the show? Backroad Truckers. I miss you guys. Oh, there you go. Was there ever a time exploring the mine you actually thought you were going to die? And I said, this would be a better question for Sharon. That's what it was I was thinking. So I'll let Sharon answer that because she's felt that way on a regular basis.
Yeah, I was just going to say, pretty much every time. Not all the time, but
Sharon's more emotional than I am.
The videos show nothing that it's really like. You always say they look more dramatic than it is. I say they look less dramatic than it is. It's scary.
So I guess you guys, so the sound's good. We've got the mic that we use for doing our different recording stuff. So I think it's better than the other one, and the picture is a lot better. So we're using the one a GoPro that we have that we're not using that much, and got that set up. Works really nice actually with the GoPro. So it looks clear. Before we just I had an old computer and it just had a little tiny camera in it. So this seems to be a little better.
Hello from Texas. Sounds good. Pictures.
Hello from Texas. Yeah, we just seen actually we watched the thing about ZZ Top from Texas, and it seems like a pretty cool place. We'd like to get down there and do some exploring. Unfortunately, there's not much for mines in Texas.
Where's the paper we found? That was in Texas.
No, Wichita. Yeah,
Falls.
no, Wichita, Texas.
Wichita Falls.
It was in Texas.
In Texas, isn't it?
We found an old newspaper in mine from 1937.
Yeah.
So Sharon is, we found it underground and kind of separated all apart. It's got lots of really cool ads and stuff, and you can buy a brand new Ford for $640 with the V8 engine back in 1937. And so what she did is we took all these parts, these clippings and stuff, and we're in this new display cabinet we have, and we put it under plexiglass, and we're doing a little thing for that. So yeah, gotta go, guys. Great seeing you, hearing you. Stay safe. Yeah, you too, Dave. My only recommendation, for what it's worth, because you're both great, you pan so fast, and me and my wife lose the sight slot. What we're doing right now is, so we've tried using this other, like Gly uses the Osmos, which doesn't give you as good a video quality, but it's got stabilizers and stuff in it. So we're using that camera. The problem with it is the sound's maybe not quite as good, but between that and the Hero GoPro, where we're going is like a really nasty places. It's a huge mine. We're gonna have a big long series on. It's gonna be called the Mega Monster Mine. Like, it's a huge gold mine. I'm gonna say too much about it. And there's going to be like lots of series of it, and with a whole bunch of different people. We're going down many times. And Frank, what's your favorite mine? Sharon, your favorite mine? Like, I like these big mines, like I'm just talking about, but probably like, Phoenix and Antioch, those ones. There's so much cool stuff in there. I don't know, Sharon, what's your favorite mine?
I don't know that I have a favorite. Phoenix is really cool. I've been in there a few times. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Phoenix, the big one, the big mines are pretty cool. So the big difference between, I'm gonna sneeze soon.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Again.
Yeah. So in the States, you see a lot of bats. We don't see them in Canada so much, and if they are, they're not so aggressive. They are in the States. Have you found every mine in BC yet? No. There are supposed to be 1,883 abandoned mines in BC. So we haven't gotten into. Yeah, there's lots more mines to go into. The most coolest one that we're into, these big ones, they take a very long time to explore. So. Mines are not all created equal. Most of them are kind of boring. We've been in all kinds of mines that other YouTube explorers make a big production out of, and I wouldn't even air it. And this is boring. It's like 200 feet straight in. There's nothing to see. But whatever.
Somebody said, "Is there any mines without rats?"
There
is actually the one we've been in like 7 times.
Yeah.
Now. there's no rats, no bats, no rats.
Which is unusual, yeah. Most mines have, well, in Canada, have rats in them.
But I say it's kind of a nasty mine.
Only on
Very
Canada's
scary.
History Channel. Somebody said that they could see it at 3 o'clock in the morning or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but whatever. It's actually, there's also there's some other streaming services. I don't know, Spark or something. There's other broadcasters. We don't understand all that. But when you take your dog, I don't have a dog. No, you shouldn't take a dog in a mine because so the dog that I had, he died in a mine 3 years ago. So the thing is, when we go into mines, you have a little bit of common sense. You look on the hole and you see there's a rotten board on there. You wouldn't think of walking across a rotten board to look down there. The dog doesn't care. He just goes right across there. He doesn't have the judgment. So that ends up being a problem with dogs. And then the other bad thing about dog is he'll run ahead of the light. He doesn't, and then he can't see where he's accounting, but he just keeps running anyhow, which is not very smart either. So, especially in the mud.
I'm from Sheffield, UK. Have you ever made it to Nevada before?
We were just barely through Nevada, and the problem is that so there's lots of cool places to go to, but in the middle of winter there's lots of snow. So we're trying to. There's lots of cool places to go in the States yet. And like I said, we just can't. We can't get in there because the border's closed now, right? So we had to stick in Canada, but we got some pretty cool stuff in Canada, and we're planning on going there next year. Any mines around Carmine? That's around the Beaverdale area. We did look around there. The Tech Cominco, the big, they got the big smelter and trail. They've blocked off just about everything, filled it all in. There's very little to see there anymore. There is one that was frozen that we couldn't get into, so there isn't a lot of mines there. There was historically that we can get into anymore, that I know of anyway. So, did you think you were going to die when you crashed your plane? No, I don't think so. Things happen pretty fast. When my dad was with me and we had to ditch in the ocean, he thought he was going to die. So, no, he was wrong. We didn't die. He's dead now, but he wasn't dead. I never killed him.
Did you do any videos in Colorado mines?
No, I haven't been to Colorado, and that's the problem with Colorado. It's mostly high altitude stuff, so you'd have to be there in the middle of summer.
Hello from Missouri. Ever made plans to a mine just to find it blocked or sealed?
We try to go to all kinds of mines. That's very common. When you go there and it just can't get in, or it's caved in at times all the time.
Going to be on history.
We are going to be on history, but probably from what we get from our comments, only History Canada. So, but at some point it'll be on YouTube somewhere. I imagine people record all kinds of stuff and throw it on there.
We've got to be one of the last true men left. Look at that.
I guess that's where we're hanging around for a while yet longer, eh? Are you looking for a true man?
I got one. Any plans on the white elephant? What?
White Elephant Vernon. I guess there's a mine called the White Elephant Vernon. I've never heard of it, and I grew up in Armstrong, which is only a couple miles down the road. So probably not much of a mine, I would think. Besides Gly, is there any other mine explorers you'd like to collab with? Actually, the guy I really enjoy is Jeff Williams. So he's not really a mine explorer, but he's just a real character. There is, we're going to be doing something else. There's a guy that, if you guys are a fan of the show and watched a bunch of stuff, there's a guy by the name of Gabe Romo. So he's the guy that we lowered into that mine shaft in Mexico. And he also was with me when we found all the jeans and denim and stuff in Arizona. So he went back to Mexico to that mine and went in there and he dropped into a shaft and he lost his camera and a bunch of other stuff and they went back in there and it was like 500 some odd feet down. It was really interesting adventure. And this guy he's interesting YouTuber because he's a real good character, like an interesting character, interesting guy to watch. Entertaining. He was in a band for years and years, and he's a real good editor too. So he's got all this footage, and I told him, I says, put together a 30-minute video for us, and we'll make you a deal. And we'll pay a bunch of the revenues from the first 30 days. That's what he just said. And we'd like to show that on our channel as a little bit of support for what he's doing. And you guys will really enjoy watching it. It'll be really good. So he's working on this production that he's going to do for us, and you guys will be able to see that at some point. So that's Gabe Romo. So yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. Still snowing in BC. So where we live, there's no snow. It's really warm here, but we're at low elevation. So being mountainous areas, if we look up on the hill there, a couple thousand feet up, there's snow there. So if you go up 3,000 feet, there's 4 or 5 feet of snow. So depends on the elevation. All right, not available in the USA. Well, that's yeah, that's too bad. That's it'll be on YouTube sooner or later, but whatever. Yeah.
When are you gonna look for your GoPro again?
Yeah, that's something we've been trying to get some television people interested in to put a bunch of money into that. Or if I know people always want to come with us to explore mines. Well, if there were some divers or something that wanted to come and do that, yeah, we'd go with them and we could do some filming and stuff. But no, there hasn't been any that's come forward that's really interested in doing it so far, anyways. Keep your money to buy a helicopter. That is a pretty expensive. When we rented a helicopter, it cost us, I know it's about $3,500 an hour or something like that. So it's and they suck up a lot of fuel. What are you drinking, mate? We are drinking.
Caribou or some kind
of. Just high alcohol cheap beer. Sharon's on a diet or something. I don't know why. I mean, she doesn't need to lose any weight. She's shredded up as it is, but whatever. She's drinking this stuff. Tastes like tonic water. It's crappy. When I open this, I don't even take a drink of it and test it.
That's a good deal. No tax.
When are you going to look for your GoPro again? We don't have any plans for it. So we found out, and we didn't know that after just some more research. So there's a 200-foot shaft that goes down. And we figure maybe about 130 of it's submerged and it's down the bottom there somewhere. So it's a pretty nasty. I mean, Rick said, well, you should get your diving certification, and then we'll go down with airbags and set a bunch of stuff up. And it was like a big long production. I don't know, diving in cold water in a dark, cold mine with unstable rocks. It's kind of tricky. What's as fast as you ever been on a snowmobile? So the sled that I have does maybe about 100 kilometers an hour, so 60 mile an hour. So that's not that fast.
Is it easy?
How can I watch a show that you're on? Well, it depends on where you live. From what I hear, if you live in the States, you probably can't watch it. But probably the best thing, you probably Google Backroad Truckers and then see if you can catch it on YouTube, or someone's probably maybe pirated it. Any plans to get an ROV? No. Because I think probably we end up losing ROV and we have two things to go get out of the bottom of the ocean. If I ever get lost in a mine, I want you to come to find me. You're just crazy enough to save my butt. Well, the problem is with search and rescue and all that kind of stuff, getting lost in a mine is time is the essence. You probably only got about 24 hours or so up here before you'd get hypothermia or something. So by the time most of the people kind of screwed around and made a plan and all that, would be too late. So that's the sad truth.
What is the Horton mine and the Waldeck mine?
Well, the Horton mine is there's a guy that's got a YouTube channel that just makes up fake shit about ghosts and stuff, which that's what gets people interested in.
And where are they?
Clickbait or whatever. In California, there's a mine with some chains and the wind's blowing them back and forth. And he says there's a ghost pushing the chains around. So that's kind of sucked a bunch of people in, I guess. I don't know. So that's the Horton mine. The guy is he's got a channel called, actually similar to mine. It's called Exploring Abandoned Mines and Unusual Places or something like that. So, but he's the first guy that started out mine exploring. He's got all kinds of views and stuff. But yeah, he made a bunch of funny videos up about ghosts.
We could do a mine gooey.
Is there any old mines in the Okanagan area they know of other than open pit? Well, yeah, the Headley's got some cool mines around there. The French mine, the Mascot.
What about the Torch Ad Mine? What's that?
I've never heard of the Torch. I love the mines. How would someone get in touch with you for a mine tour? I don't do mine tours. 1921, the White Elephant, 1921, a 2-meter shaft had been completed and 264 tons of mineralized rock was shipped. A 2-meter shaft? I mean, that is, like 6-8 feet. You wouldn't get 264 tons of mineralized rock out of that.
Maybe you didn't need 2 meters.
Probably like a 200-meter shaft.
The White Elephant showing is located 25 kilometers southwest of Vernon, north on Shorts Creek.
Well, the showing isn't even a mine. It's just a place that has some stuff on the surface that looks like it has some minerals in it. So they might not test. So what you're telling me, that doesn't add up. So a 2-meter shaft, you wouldn't get 264 tons out of it.
How long have you been going into mines, and have you ever thought of buying property with a mine on it?
I think we're in the 6 years now that we've been going to mines. They're pretty much full time. That's all they do. I was in a mine yesterday, and we were in a bunch of mines last week. Yeah, we've thought about buying a property with a mine on it, but certainly not to mine it, because typically a mine basically is just a hole in the ground owned by a liar. No, a mine basically is just a hole in the ground where there was some ore, and then the ore was removed and the mine was shut down. So you're left with a hole in the ground. There would not typically be much for minerals left in a mine.
To share and practice with the ropes.
Well, it's kind of interesting. So on our first date, it's like, what do you want to do? I went to visit her in Red Deer, and I said, well, there's a climbing gym. So I had brought my climbing equipment, and she put her stuff on there, and she beat me up to the top of the thing, and she's been going strong ever since. So.
But I do have a rope hanging in the barn that I go fool around on every once in a while.
My dog loves to watch your channel when at work. He never skips the ads. Well, that's cool. He's making us good money. We need more dog owners, loyal dog owners like yourself.
In 1924, Okanagan Premier Mines Limited extended the shaft to 30 meters and drove a 60-meter crosscut on White Elephant.
Oh yeah, well that sounds kind of interesting. So it's basically 100-foot drop, which is half a rope, and to go down. Yeah, that's something that'd be kind of interesting to go check out if we could find it. Awesome! I didn't know you were doing a live stream. Well, we're kind of retarded when it comes to computers. It takes us a long time to get the damn thing working again. No, it's funny. I mean, there's a procedure you have to go through, and then everything has to be just right, and then you figure out how to do it, and it works now. But then a month later, when you go try to do it again, well, you don't remember anything, and then you just got to start all over again. You just start writing stuff down, but we don't even know what we did to make it work this time. So.
Hi from Arizona. What is your thoughts on the Lost Dutchman gold mine?
Well, there's probably been more people looking for that than have Elvis or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, these high profile like Slumax Gold and Dutchman and all that, all these people, and it's kind of a legend or something. If it does exist, there's any truth to it, it's not likely you're ever going to find it. There's been so many people looking for it for the last 100 years.
Since you like to be underground, there's a cavern here in New Mexico. Not Carlsbad Caverns, but it's part of that cavern, and you need to request a permit. It was on Planet Earth documentary.
Well, I don't typically go into caves that much. It's not really that interesting. You're not going to. We're in the mines, eh? So yeah.
Hello from Stanley.
Have you ever run into armed security? Almost everyone in America has got a pistol in their pocket. No, not security. No.
Where's Stanley, Falkland Islands?
Hello from Stanley, Falkland Islands. Oh, that's where the British had the short little war there. We just enjoyed that. That was a really cool little war with the Harrier jump jets back in the 80s, a long time ago. Yeah. When they tried to invade Argentina or something, tried to kick the British out. I don't know what happened.
Do you own any property in the States?
No, I don't own any property in the States.
I grew up in Nelson. From the kitchen window, I can see the Silver King, like the shoe on that.
Oh yeah, no, that's the Silver King's a really cool mine, and it had one of the most coolest trams you've ever seen. The tram had 525 buckets on it. 11-mile tram, really long tram, and a huge amount. And the cool thing about that, where it was all supposed to be covered up, and nobody knew where it was. And then there's a logging road that goes over top of it, and the big sinkhole opened up, and we were able to get down through it. Really small little hole, old square set. The Hall Brothers smelter, where all the Silver King ore went, was abandoned in 1908. So it's one of the oldest, old mines around, and lots of cool stuff in there. It was pretty neat.
That's good morning, Frank and Sharon from Australia. Great job on the restoration project. I hope it survives another 100 years.
Well, we'll look after it as long as we're around, but maybe that long. But
I'm wearing a pistol now.
it's mostly mental. Yeah, I'm wearing a pistol now. Well, I have a rifle, so a rifle will be a pistol, right? Actually, we got this woodpecker. the reason we have the rifle handy, we got this bloody woodpecker every frickin' morning. He's on top of a chimney pecking on it. So I got pissed off and I cracked a few shots at him, but I didn't hit him. So you're worried about the cartels in Mexico. A dude had an AK-47. There isn't really that much to worry about with the cartels. If you're not stepping on their toes, they're really not going to do nothing to you. It's kind of funny, a lot of people think there's a lot of thieves in Mexico and that kind of thing, but when you get in the back country in Mexico, the cartels, they're kind of the law there or whatever. And the guy says, well, nobody ever steal anything from here. The last guy got caught stealing something, the cartels took and cut his freaking hands off. So the worst thing about the cartels, and the biggest problem that you can run into the cartels, is if you're near the American border, because there's quite a few kind of rivalry gangs or whatever smuggling drugs in the state. So that's the very nastiest part of them. So as long as you mind your own business there and they don't step on anyone's toes, there's no real reason that they're going to do anything, because they want tourists come to Mexico. They get a kind of kickback from all the hotels and all that kind of stuff. So they definitely don't want anyone to have bad experiences down there that's a tourist down there.
So somebody says hi from Nanaimo, and will you ever come to Vancouver Island?
I was there. How was your experience in Zacatecas and Mexico overall? Very good. I really love Zacatecas. So Zacatecas was an old silver mining district in Mexico at the top of a mountain. And what they did 500 years ago, the Spanish came, enslaved the Mexicans, made them work in the mine, and you can get in that mine and all that. It's really cool. It's just one of the oldest mines we've been in. It was pretty cool. So
somebody said that means there are bugs under the tin flange, and there could be a water damage problem sign. The woodpecker thing.
Yeah, they're just assholes. I don't know.
Maybe that's right.
He's pecking on the very top of a rain cap in the natural gas furnace. Your accent keeps in Mexico. There's lots of places that are way worse. Like you go to Colombia and stuff like that. They'll just kidnap foreigners and hold them for ransom. Like Philippines, Colombia, or they don't do that in Mexico. There's lots of places that are a lot nastier to visit than Mexico. I would say I would feel well. I mean, whatever. I mean, we when we're in Mexico, we don't go out, after dark and stuff and hang around the streets and go to those sleazy pubs and stuff like that. I mean, as long as you kind of keep your head about you and you're kind of a reasonable common sense or something, I don't see you getting in any trouble in Mexico. But I know places that are supposed to be, they don't recommend tourists go there and a bunch of other stuff. So woodpeckers do that and attract them. That's what I'm thinking exactly what you're doing.
Do you ever do a dedicated day when your museum is open? I actually just live down the road in Ruckle. Would love to swing by someday and take a look.
Well, you just give me a call and say, what are you doing? Are you home? Yeah. Well, come out and look at the museum. So that's the way it works. You got my phone number? Just give me a call if you want to come and look at it.
Any good mines in Washington Cascades?
Yeah, so a couple that we went into were the First Thought and Talisman mines were pretty cool, and there's a bunch of other ones, but like I say, we can't get across the border right now because the border's closed because of COVID.
What are your favorite things found in a mine besides the jeans?
I found Sharon in mine.
You did it.
Yeah, she was lost. So
I usually am lost, yes.
I guess dynamite boxes, anything to do with explosives. Carbide lamps. We just found carbide lamp the other day. We got quite a few carbide lamps in the
Says, where
mines.
can I find carbide for a lamp?
They're hard to get because we got some from Poland. I've got a bunch here, but the reason is you can make a bomb out of them real easy. So if you just add water, mix acetylene gas, you can make a bomb. So it's kind of like terrorist supplies. So they're hard. They're hard to find carbide.
Thank you all for such awesomeness. If you ever come to North Carolina, give me a holler. We have tons of gold mines.
I don't even know where North Carolina is. So.
Send us an email. Tell us who you are and where it is.
Yeah,
And then if
we're trying to organize that because we get so many
Yeah.
emails from people that say the exact same thing. They live somewhere, but like when
So
you
maybe
make a
there's
comment
been a
like that, I
list.
don't even know who you are. I don't know a way of ever contacting
So
you.
send us an email, and then I can add it to our list.
Anything left of the Coffee Creek mine? There's 2 entries at one time. There was kind of a TV show or something that was filmed there. It's near Ainsworth. I don't know where it is. I haven't figured it out. What time? Ronnie, well, it depends. If you're in the States, it might not be on the list at any time. So it might be, it's only in Canada. But probably your best bet is just to Google it and maybe you can find it on YouTube or something.
What is the difference between a mucker and a slusher?
Okay, well, and I screw this up all the time. I call the wrong thing. A mucker is a machine that the muck is blasted rock that's there. The mucker goes along, the shovel goes like that and loads it into a car behind it, right? So like a shovel so some of this mucking, you're actually picking up ore, putting it into a car. A slusher is like a rake and it goes up a big angle with a winch and it goes like this and it just freaking pulls it down, right? So slusher just scrapes ore down into a hole, down to a lower level with a winch. A mucker actually shovels it into a cart.
What's the furthest depth you've been in a mine, Frank? Some here in Australia are 2 to 3 kilometers deep, if not more.
The deepest mine I went to was 3,000 feet, but it was the bottom 1,500 were flooded. So I climbed 1,500 feet down shafts to get into a mine. That's the deepest that I was in. There's the deepest mine in Canada. I think is about 5,000 to 6,000 feet. It's a gold mine in Ontario. I think it's still operating. It gets hot down there. 2 to 3 kilometers deep. Well, not vertically, I don't think. That would be a world's record, I think. I don't think it'd be that far. I've been a long ways underground, but vertically, like straight down into the ground, there's two different things, right?
Do you ever do any panning in the creeks and rivers around the boundary area?
No, I never have. No. When I was a kid, at Tronquil Creek there, I did a bunch of panning. There was gold there. But.
You ever been in a position where you were ever scared down in a deep mine?
A deep mine? Mine, you mean? No, I don't think so.
No. Me? Yep.
Not that I did, man. Sharon, yeah. Pretty much everything goes mine, yeah.
Pretty much. The slusher is the 2 of 3 drum winch you operate, and the scraper is what you drag up to the face and pull muck into the mill hole or pass.
Yeah.
Here's a question. How high have you been? I've been hooked in at 42 stories in New York City.
Well, I flew my plane up to 11,000 feet. When I went to Mexico one time, they were up at 39,000 feet. I think 39,000 feet is what high as I've been.
Have you ever seen a movie called Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
No. 1,500 feet, hell no. Did you even get nervous? It was an inclined shaft, so it wasn't nervous. It was just a lot of work because they had to bring a lot of ropes to hook them all up. The logistics were tough.
Congratulations, Matt. I've worked with History Channel before. Can't wait.
Frank, are you a metal guy? So who's your favorite? Megadeth, maybe, eh? So my favorite 3 bands would be like AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, but Megadeth. And I actually seen them live. That was pretty cool. You ever had an abandoned mine exploration order to rescue someone in trouble out in the middle of nowhere? No, I've never rescued anyone.
Me?
Well, sure.
You rescued me.
Yeah, but she wasn't hurt enough. She was just dazed and confused. She's really good at finding our car in a parking lot, but not so much at figuring out which way to go in the mine.
I'm getting better. I got kenneled the other day. 2 turns I knew.
Indeed, he has the mark. The mark of the devil? No. We have some coal mines. At least one is 2,000 feet down. Hello from Quadra Island. Enjoyed your hello from Quadra. You ever run into any bears? I got attacked by a bear one time. He chased me up a tree and he clawed me. What about Deep Purple? Yeah, I like Deep Purple, especially the Screaming song, whatever that one is. That's pretty cool. Sweet Child in Time. That's a pretty cool song. There's a cool mining skit in the movie I mentioned. What time is this TV show on? It's on at 10 p.m., but it's not on in America, so if that helps.
Hi from Germany.
Hello, good talk. What do you think of Jack Schneider's Justice League? I've never heard of it. Awesome job, ladies and gentlemen.
There used to be a program on Saturdays.
Lady and gentlemen.
All about the ghost towns and mines. Had 2 guys talking about cool places. Do you
Yeah,
remember the name of it?
in the 70s, it was called, the guy was right here in Grand Forks, Ghost Towns and, what's it called?
Oh, the guy.
It's on, you can get all that stuff on
the guy
YouTube.
That's dead now?
Yeah, Bill Barley and Mike Roberts. Ghost Towns and Gold Traps. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's right from this town, and you can see all his videos online.
Do you ever use reflectors
TV shows
to help you? We use spray paint and flagging tape.
Yeah, the mine we were just in, we got lost. Actually, we were lost for like 2-3 hours. Well, and we knew what level we were on, but we couldn't find our way up. We just kept going around in circles because we didn't follow the right-hand rule. And I thought, oh, we know which way we're going, and we found out we were wrong. So after that, we've been using spray paint and marking it better. So
the border around the room is Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
Cool, eh?
And somebody else asked something.
And I didn't put it up. It was here, and they're miners, right? Did you know that?
You ever make it to the east coast of America, come to Pennsylvania, or history, mining, and railroads?
Yeah, no, we'd like to do a lot more traveling. Like I said, we're kind of stuck here this year.
Best channel to watch on YouTube. My girlfriend thinks I'm crazy, but I have watched all your episodes in the last couple of months. Now she enjoys watching you too. Wish I had history so I could watch it tonight.
Well, I hope she's still around. Yeah, Bill Barley was legend. Yeah, you know, and Bill Barley, he collected lots of really cool stuff up at Phoenix and that. When I'm almost doing the same thing as he's doing, but he was here 30 years before me.
I raised my rum to you too. Cheers and thanks for the great videos.
Hello, thank you.
Ever find any of the famous BC bud growing in a mine?
That's actually kind of funny because we had a guy that was here today and he wants to offer us a crazy amount of money to buy our property. We got 25 acres right in town. That's some of the best farmland around with a big shop where the museum is. And they want to grow pot here. So it's not really for sale, but I think, well, we could actually build a museum somewhere else or whatever. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. Break a leg tonight, kids. So happy for you. Have a great weekend. Cheers. Thanks, Sharon. Her name's Sharon too. Did you know that?
What?
The S Wolf. Her name's Sharon too. I have no idea. She was gonna write something for us when we did our documentary, and the director or whatever said, "Oh, all that shows American or whatever," and said that's gonna cause problems. We wouldn't have, but whatever. So she wanted to be a writer on the show. She's pretty good at writing stuff. Have you ever run into other explorers underground? We did up in Phoenix a few times. We ran into some explorers, not really underground, but it's a little bit underground. What happened to Bill's collection? Well, the same thing usually happens. The kids end up with it and it got sold and scattered all over the countryside, as far as I know. He never had a museum, but you collect lots of cool stuff. But the cool thing about it is not that necessary that's all together anymore. But he's documented all that stuff. It's all online now, so he tells all the stories about it, and you know, a lot more people have probably enjoyed it, watching it on TV and stuff, hearing the stories about it, than ever would have anyhow. So it's not really that much of a tragedy.
When you rope down into a mine, do you use ascenders to get out? Yes.
Yeah, so we have a different system now. So we use ascenders, a footstrap, and a crawl. So the crawl is on your chest. It captures your progress as you're going up, and then the footstrap. That's the best system to go up, way better than the pulleys and stuff that we used to use before. Swamp People is on all night. History Channel, not you all. Yeah, well, that's the way it is. I'm sorry. I'm not in charge of programming in America. That was funny when the miners come across your path and thought you were a ghost. Well, so we did a bunch of shows and stuff in there, and we haven't heard nothing from them. So no threats or no calls from the RCMP. So
I never realized how beautiful Canada is until I watched some of your videos with you filming from your plane.
yeah, British Columbia is quite mountainous. There's lots of pretty scenic areas and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty beautiful in the Rockies and stuff here.
Fraser Canyon Gold Rush. Should check it out. What is that?
Well, when they first started looking for gold up in the Barkerville district and stuff, there's quite a bit of gold in Caribou, so that started the gold rush when it first started. And also they did a lot of placer mining for gold on the Fraser River back in the day also.
I commend you on the climbs out. You should video them to show how hard it is to get out.
You're gonna see quite a bit more of that because we've recorded some of it.
Some on
The mine that we're exploring now, we're down 500 feet, so we got quite a few climbs. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, probably more if you're going straight up and down, which usually it's just only like this, not that steep, but if it's straight up and down, and you can't use your feet, it's a lot of work to get up a couple hundred feet.
Will you ever go back to Antioch?
Well, that's interesting because my buddy Kevin that I went to Antioch with, he is working up there right now, and he's probably eventually going to take over the operation of the slag operation there. So it'll be like a second home away from home. We can go up there and maybe do some work for them guys and be up there anytime we want. That's our dream anyhow. So chances are maybe we'll be doing more stuff in Antioch.
I came in late to chat, so what is this thing about History Channel?
Okay, well, last year there's a new show called Backroad Truckers. So they had me on episode 3, and I took a bunch of them underground and recovered an ore cart. So it's the first time that I know where we've actually taken people underground into a mine, and it's a pretty cool show. So we're pulling that out of there. If you're in America, it's probably not going to be able to see it. Maybe you're going to have to look on YouTube or something to try to find it. But it'll be on tonight in Canada on Discovery. Oh, I'm sorry, on History.
Y'all ever going to get up with Bly from Abandoned and Forgotten?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I guess see what the next year brings. Maybe we'll do some stuff with him. My grandparents lived in a lead mining town. It kind of depends on what he's doing and I'm doing, I guess. Backroad on tonight about vintage ore cart. That's us, yeah. And it actually, I guess I shouldn't give too much away about it, but it was like I don't know how many minutes of film it actually is, but with 4 cameras, drones, and GoPros and all that, like probably almost like hundreds a week of us filming, almost like hundreds of hours of stuff. It's just a tremendous job that those guys do with these with state of the art equipment to do all the editing and make this into a show. In Minnesota, the iron mines, many old adits are still open, and the kids we explored them amazingly weren't killed. I don't know. So we talk about the risks of abandoned mines and all that kind of stuff, but there is not one instance that I've ever been able to find that anyone's ever been injured or killed exploring an abandoned mine in BC. not even one. So, every year we have about 20 people that die from avalanches while skidooing, hiking, drowning, on and on and on and on. So, I don't know. I guess there are definitely hazards in going to abandoned mines, but I think they're overplayed, I guess.
Austrian roots, German.
Well, I was born in Canada, but my parents were German. Or were, I guess. They're gone now. So.
EAM is my favorite YouTube channel. Thank you for your hard work and dedication to the show.
Well, there you go. You're my favorite fan. Thank you, Jake.
Hi from Sweden. I live at a quite special place. I live between the two big lake in Sweden and the inland ice.
We were watching a show called Lillehammer. That was kind of really enjoyed. It was that guy from Steven Van Zandt from Sopranos, which was my favorite show. So yeah, so I don't know that. What did you think about that? Did it make Sweden look like a cool place to visit, or the Americans? They must have rolled their eyes. I mean, there's like they're way off to the left. I think we're bad enough, but yeah, it was interesting. It was pretty entertaining. We enjoyed the show. My dad never thought it was a problem. He outfitted me with a carbide lamp. Calcium carbide was cheaper than batteries. So, yeah, the trouble is the carbide lamps don't give very much light. I mean, they're about 3 times as powerful as a candle. So, these days with the lights and stuff we have, you can buy a really cheap lamp that you don't even have to buy batteries for. You just plug it in and it charges USB chargers. And yeah, you need lots of light if you're going underground if you want to be safe. You ever thought about looking for lost gold? No, I have not. I've not thought of that. Without the Sopranos, there is no Breaking Bad. Yeah.
$5.
Oh well, thank you. Yeah, well, thank you. That would maybe permit me to buy another beer. Bartender would maybe get me. Maybe. Are you the bartender?
Cinderella.
Cinderella.
Howdy, folks! Congrats on your first appearance on History Channel.
Well, thank you. I mean, so the documentary we did that was pretty good actually. We spent a bunch of money from the local from TELUS here to produce a documentary. We kind of thought we put that out there and broadcasters would see that and they would think, oh, we should do some stuff underground, but it never really happened. So we're hopefully this thing on history or something is going to bring it more attention and open some other doors for us, but we'll see.
Thanks for the great sweatshirt, Sharon. Loving it. Everyone needs one. I agree. And we have some mugs and hats and all kinds of things.
Yeah, Sharon is the person behind the EM merch thing, and she's come up with a bunch of other stuff. So. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And a few of the miners working underground that said they ran into the mine. She was on her way to get me a beer, so you start saying nice things about her and had her distracted. In Sweden, I heard the tunnel goes under my property and my neighbor. It's natural gas, but yeah. How come Guy and Mr. M find dry mines and you find all the soggy ones? Well, it's just the topography is different. It's where he is down there in Arizona. It's very arid and it's hot down there. And here we get the snow and stuff that melts. We get more water. So it's nothing to do with the mines. It's just the area is different. Sorry, if we missed some of your stuff here, it goes by pretty quick. Should you wear a mask in the mines? Maybe in America, we found some really dusty ones there. We don't see them here. But I was had a little trouble with my breathing. I got checked by the doctor, and they just lung tested, and it's all fine. So it seems to kind of cough its way out after a while. Yeah, there's definitely some of the states that are really dusty going further down, and your chest is just really sore at the end of the night. It's tough on you. I love the merch. I have a T-shirt and a hoodie now. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate the you're opening another Guinness. Yeah. Yeah, we appreciate support. Shouldn't you wear a mask in a mine? I think we answered that. No. Should if it's too dusty. If you're having trouble breathing, you should. You're probably not going to catch COVID, but waiting for you to come back down here. A few more to explore in Arizona. Yeah, eventually we will get that way. Cat Chaser, give us a whole $2. So that's good. Thank you. Do you carry an emergency can of pure air you can get online? No, never heard of it. We have an oxygen monitor that we carry underground. It's rare that you have trouble in hard rock mines with oxygen levels, but you can have. I'm not saying that there's other areas where you may have more trouble with that. So.
Did you read that? Hey, something about Glide gave you a great shout out in this week's video.
Didn't see that. I enjoy your videos, brother. Take care. What you drinking?
Caribou beer.
What's stuff here? Yeah.
What time will you be on? 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Massacre for millennials. Well, in Canada, anywhere you go to a store or anything like that, you have to have a mask on. But the little town that we have, they don't have any COVID here, and they have like maybe 1 or 2 cases all year. So there's not much of a risk, but whatever. No. Trailer Park Boys in a mine gets my vote. Oh, we're way nicer than that, eh? That's actually a cool show. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's funny. I like that one show they did when it was like they were doing contracts and stuff, and it turned out they were just snuffing people's cats, you get a couple or something, the guy's really annoyed by his girlfriend's cat, so they contract these guys to snuff the cat. That's kind of funny. You guys, mountain biking and Vancouver Carpenters are currently the favorite YouTube channels for this Alabama viewer. Good. I'm glad.
Says, yes, Frank, Glide gave you a lot of thanks.
Oh, he did? Okay.
You better check that out.
Nah.
Is there a story behind your beard?
Well.
Nope.
When I was working the oil patch, I had to be clean shaven, for the gas mask to fit on. And so I figured I was getting paid to shave my beard off. Nobody's paying me now, so I ain't shaved it. Is there a story behind your beard? That's the story. Yeah.
Love your content, man.
Canadian Mountain Board Man. You should be Canadian Mountain Beard Man.
I knew you were going to say that. Can't be, where was I just reading that? Can't be king of the leprechauns without beard.
Happy belated St. Patrick's Day. I was supposed to get green beer, but it wasn't green, and I still drank it anyhow. I was working above ground up a section, which I believe was part of the Phoenix mine, but much closer to the border in late 2018. So that'd been a Lone Star, maybe.
And a few of the mines were working underground said they ran into you in a mine. They said you came out of a dart and it scared the crap out of them.
Oh, that was in Sandon. Yeah, that was, That was in the Klondike Silver.
Supposedly, they had no idea that there was another entrance to the mine. Is this a true story? And if so, could you share your side of the story?
It is a true story. So that was the, what was that mine called?
The, oh man.
Yeah, they're Klondike Silver and Sand, and they're mining. Well, they're not really mining a vein. They're just rehabilitate below the Carnation. Can't remember what it was called.
Oh
but they were in there doing a bunch of rehabilitation work and preparing to do some diamond drilling or whatever. And the whole mountain was just kind of honeycombed through there. And I went through the Hope route, and it was all caved in. And I dug this tunnel out, and then I got back there, and I spent all day. I was about 8 hours underground, and I got up there, and I could hear a drill working underground. And then I popped up, and these guys were working, and I yelled at them, said, "Hey, can I get out this way?" And they, "Oh, yeah, you can." And then I come towards them, and it scared the hell out of them. They didn't know past where they were that it was connected to anything, and they thought I was a ghost. So it was pretty funny.
Hi from the UK. Anytime you want to stop here and I'm an ex-mine rescue, then send us an email because who knows, we may get there one day.
Yeah.
And then we know who you are.
Have you ever heard anything paranormal in the mines? I did one time. It was just a real faint call or something. It was going Miller time, or happy hour or something. I think I've heard that a few times when we're in the mine really late, and all of a sudden I get the urge to have a beer.
Mind ghoulies.
How's the work going on the tram? I don't know. We've been really lazy. We haven't done any work on it yet. I mean, the snow is just kind of disappearing.
We just have great ideas.
Yeah, we got great ideas. Yeah, great ideas.
We
haven't spent any money on it yet.
Or what?
Well, we got the tram buckets and the cable, and but we need the brake and the other parts to it. So we're gonna go look for them. So, and then we can kind of build the tower from there.
You ever get spooked while doing underground exploration?
Yeah, you do sometimes. If you're underground too long, it hasn't happened lately, but it happened years ago. You're just underground for too long, and you just want to see the sky or something, and hasn't happened to me.
Best ever, seeing the sky. The mind ghoulies come out after a while. That guy knows.
Did you hear the drill from really far away? Actually, I didn't know what it was. I mean, I come up this raise, and then there was a really nice track, and I was going along all the way. You hear this, or what? Maybe there's a train coming. I thought it was a train, actually. And I don't know what a train sounds like because I've never seen one on the ground. And then, no, it was a long ways away, and then it just started getting louder and louder. Do you want to go to Sweden sometime? Sure, send us a ticket, we'll go. The mind ghoulies come out after a while. It's a made up term.
No. True fact.
Webster's, there's no mind ghoulies in Webster's. You made it up.
No, I didn't. It's true fact.
Did y'all watch Lost Mines from the UK? No, I've never heard of it.
In Death Valley, all the mines are sealed with cables or grates, except for the Queen of Sheba. It's wide open and all the adits are open. But being by myself.
Oh, that's not true. There's all kinds of mines that are open in Death Valley. We've heard that all the time. We were in the next valley over in Tovia, and there's just piles of mines. Nothing was sealed up. Cerro Gordo's in Death Valley. You know, there's all kinds of mines.
What's the longest amount of time you've spent underground in one stint?
Oh, I don't know, probably 8 hours, but it doesn't sound like very long, but you're climbing up and down, mentally and physically, you're working hard, it's
Would you ever buy an abandoned mine town like Ghost Town Living?
I don't know, some TV production company probably have to help me with that. I think, I don't know, who knows? I mean, they're maybe going to be offering us a crazy amount of money for this place. I don't know what we do next. Something exciting, buy something somewhere, do something. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? You're very funny. You said the gold mine was a deep hole with a lyre at the bottom of it. Actually, it was Mark Twain that said a mine is nothing more than a hole in the ground owned by a lyre. But close.
What do you think it was that spooked Guy? He ran and fell because he thought it was a cougar.
I don't know. I watched that, but I wasn't that impressed. I'm not. I'm not. I don't know. But why would a cougar be in a mine? It's pitch black in there. I doubt it. So whatever.
When I take my friends underground, the mind ghoulies come out pretty quick. Got to give them an occasional breather after a bit. I have to have occasional snack breaks.
She eats a lot more than I do underground. Like a half a sandwich or something. When I take my friends underground, the mind ghoulies come out.
That's what I said. If you do sell, don't leave the valley. We need more people like yourselves.
But well, thanks. I mean, the problem is we got like we got 25 acres and we have to farm this, and we don't want to be farmers anymore. I'm supposed to be retired from that. And it's getting, the land's worth quite a bit more money, so maybe somebody else will do something with it. And we'd be happy with a smaller house.
We are exploring, just found a dead bear underground. Looked interesting.
Yeah. I've seen like one mine where there was a bear hibernating, but if you run into a bear that's hibernating, he's all groggy, he's not going to do nothing. And bears wouldn't be underground if they weren't hibernating. So, so maybe in the wintertime, if you're exploring a mine, you might see a bear. But no, in the summertime, they'd have no reason to be in a den in the summer.
I haven't been in very many walk-in mines where a bear would get to.
John Henderson Lake, same the Victoria area mine he was in with foot tracks and hobnail boots. We've got some hobnail boots in the museum. They were Dayton's. Yeah. All right, you guys. So I don't know. We really kind of enjoyed sitting around chatting with you guys. If you're in Canada, whatever, yeah, check out the History Channel if you can. If you're kind of cool. If you're not in Canada, probably maybe if you Google it or whatever, and maybe it'll be on YouTube sometime. Most people pirate this kind of stuff and put it out and make a few bucks out of it. And the intro was great, especially the speech. Thank you.
Why didn't you ever become a miner?
Is my pilot's license still active? Yeah, it is. So we've got that power parachute. We've got to do some work on it and then fly it this year. About every 5 years you have to renew it. What's the name of the show? Backroad Truckers. Love the channel, Grand Prairie. So, okay, good. Well, you guys have a good night, and I hope you guys do enjoy the show if you're able to watch it. If not, so next week we'll have the show. We're going to be going back in Arizona there. We're going to do some stuff with Gly there. Got some really cool stuff there. We just got a whole bunch of mines and grabbed all the best stuff of it. Pretty exciting. It's not going to be like a long, boring show. And hope you guys can watch that. And if not, we'll see you next week. So take care. Bye.